Hello, my name is Lindsay Kaler.
And my name is Katie Meyer.
We are both doctoral students at Boston University's Wheelock College of Education and Human Development, and we appreciate you taking the time to learn more about our work, which is focused on exploring disability discourse in mathematics education and special education.
What we are presenting today is part of a larger project called Collaborative Research, leveraging simulations in pre-service preparation to improve mathematics teaching for students with disabilities, otherwise known as Project SimSci. This project is funded by the National Science Foundation and co-led by scholars from Boston University, the University of Virginia, and the University of Delaware. The research team seeks to address one of the most persistent problems of practice in mathematics, education, and special education. Despite increased policy mandates and school-based efforts towards inclusion, students with disabilities continue to lag behind their peers in mathematics achievement. Thus, we seek to answer, how can teaching simulations and the development of curricular materials better prepare general education candidates to effectively instruct students with disabilities in inclusive mathematics classrooms?
Increased inclusion necessitates collaboration between general educators and special educators. Given this, we recognize that this work towards improving inclusive mathematics education cannot happen in disciplinary isolation. Instead, this project intentionally brings together two fields, special education and mathematics education, to build tools and resources that can improve teaching and learning for students with disabilities in inclusive mathematics classrooms. Historically, mathematics education and special education emerge from and are centered in different theoretical frameworks, which results in different conceptions of best practices for students with disabilities. Given these tensions, the research team wanted to spend time really unpacking the sources of these differences and how they might have implications for pre-service teachers.
To begin this work, Project PIs conducted semi-structured interviews with 25 experts in special education and mathematics education research. These interviews revealed that not only are there methodological and epistemological differences between the two fields, but also that there are distinct differences in how participants conceptualized disability. For the purposes of this poster session, we take up this issue of how the two fields conceptualize disability.
On one level, the interview data has shown us how special educators foreground the development of mathematical knowledge and skills with a strong emphasis on understanding cognitive processes. This includes attention to elements such as working memory and processing time. Mathematics educators, however, focused on developing students' identities as mathematics sense makers with a strong emphasis on student-centered engagement and tasks. This includes attention to ways in which students are positioned in the classroom and given agency through mathematical tasks. While on the surface, these differences can be drawn back to epistemological and methodological differences, we also noticed that the ways in which these researchers and teacher educators conceptualized and talked about disability is deeply intertwined with the ways in which they prioritized and positioned elements of mathematical practice as essential to effective teaching. This strongly suggests that tensions extend beyond simple epistemological and methodological differences.
The ultimate goal of this larger project is to build curricular materials that can support general education practitioners in serving students with disabilities in an inclusive classroom setting. These interviews highlighted the need to more comprehensively understand how these fields differ in ways that move beyond epistemology and instructional methods. As we move forward, the research team is thinking deeply about ways in which we can prioritize building models for pre-service teachers of how to conceptualize disability and methods of instruction. Thus, we hope to find ways to align epistemology, instructional methods, and conceptions of disability to develop robust and effective materials that give pre-service general educators the tools for implementing high-quality teaching and learning in inclusive classrooms.
Along with these expert interviews, another critical way for us to grapple with this work is to seek feedback from others in the field. Your feedback is valuable to this work. We invite you to use the link provided on our poster to tell us, What challenges have you seen in bridging the fields of mathematics education and special education in your institution? What misalignment have you seen in the ways mathematics education and special education talk about disability in the learning environment and classroom? How should teacher preparation programs begin the work of preparing teacher candidates to understand and conceptualize disability? Thank you so much for your time and for engaging with us on this important work.